What's up, KGS Headmaster here, and welcome to Throwback Thursday on this week's theme of Food, Glorious Food. Hope you've enjoyed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Hope you've had a great few days. Weather's been glorious. Might stay that way for a little bit longer, maybe until the weekend. What a downer. Great weather during the week when we're working, and then glorious weather disappears for a slightly wet and damp weekend. Let's hope that changes, as lots seems to be changing fast, whether it's about lockdown and September and what's going on. Everything's starting to look a little bit on the up, so some good news hopefully coming our way soon. Speaking of good news, let's kick off with some shout outs for some birthdays, both in the lower six today. We've got Elliot and Lara. Now, Elliot and Lara, did you know you shared a birthday? Many happy returns to you both. I hope you have a great day with your families, and obviously touching base with your friends, who I'm sure want to wish you well. And as ever, to Elliot and Lara, it's your birthday, so I hope it brings everything your heart's desire. Have a great day, guys. No particular shout outs on accommodations. There are lots of awards going on, but not too much I want to get into today. So maybe save it for finale Friday, and even going into next week as the kind of final week, so kind of finale week. What are we going to do next week? Who knows? But on Throwback Thursday with food, I was looking at some stuff like medieval recipes and things that we kind of go back to and thinking, oh, we hear about all that all the time, all this stuff that shocks you, like I was talking about the surprise pie yesterday. But I was also looking through lists of kind of foods that were around for a while and then seem to have disappeared. And people are saying things like Black Forest Gatto have disappeared, and quiches have disappeared, and what else did I mention? Sun-dried tomatoes and nachos and fajitas. And I'm thinking, those things haven't disappeared. They're still on my menu. So I wonder what your kind of childhood favourites are. What would you remember? What's the sweet or the drink or the meal that you had that you missed the most? Now, in terms of fast food, and I mentioned fast food over the last couple of days. The thing I missed the most, I used to go to Wimpy with my dad. One of those things we used to enjoy going to do. Wimpy, the only fast food restaurant where actually it was slow, because they served you. You had plates, you had knives and forks. It wasn't really fast food at all in any sense of the word. Now, at one point, there were over 500 Wimpys in the UK. And now there are less than 67. And in fact, one of the ones I used to pop into every now and again has recently closed down. So they're disappearing fast. But also, I don't know if any of you will know about Wendys. Now, if you've been over to the States, you'll know about Wendys. It's the third largest fast food chain behind McDonald's and Burger King. It's got nearly 6,000 stores in America. Now, it opened 10 in the UK, and in 2000, the last one of them closed. So when I was young, I used to enjoy a Wendys. It was different. It wasn't Mackie D's, Burger King. It was different. It was nice. It had a slightly nicer bun, dare I say. But they disappeared. Now, I thought they were all over the place because living in London, most of the 10 was centred around London. So I'd go out and there was a Wendys everywhere, but I never realised they weren't anywhere else in the country. So you may have never seen one unless you've been over to the States, and then I'd be interested in what your opinion is. Now, that's not my favourite burger. I'll save that for finale Friday. What is my favourite burger? But Wimpy and Wendys, things I used to enjoy that I'm no longer able to. Arctic roll as a dessert, I think that's been making a comeback. Things like Arctic roll, Viennetta, love those. But my favourite of all time that you don't see around so much anymore is profiteroles, or at least if you do see them, they're not done quite in the same way. Profiteroles, choux pastry, stuffed with cream, and then a warm chocolate sauce poured over the top. Pretty lovely. I really love that. Other things I've mentioned fajitas, but also prawn cocktails. They go in waves. A proper prawn cocktail with a Mary Rose sauce. Not sure what the lettuce is all about, but it's there for effect. But a good prawn cocktail. Don't do that so much anymore. Quiche Lorraine, I've mentioned. What about fondue? Dipping food into melted hot cheese. Wasn't really a thing of mine. I'm not sure it's really a thing these days. But again, I've heard it's making a comeback. What about the Hawaiian pizza? Whoever wanted to put pineapple on a pizza? Now, I'm going to split you here. I'm going to say no, and again, no. But there will be some of you who go, what's wrong with that? Ham and pineapple on a pizza. Who wants anything more? That will be your favourite food, right? So, but to me, it's a bit of a throwback. It's a bit of a 70s throwback. Shouldn't be allowed. Where else are we? Favourite meal as a child? I've got to say it's either chicken or a pork chop or something like that, but with mashed potato, gravy. Just again, great comfort food. We mentioned earlier in the week Maya Angelou, fried chicken. So growing up, and I haven't gone into. I'm not going to get into the world of sweets and drinks because there would be so much to get into. Maybe we'll save the favourites for finale Friday. But if you go back in time, there are also some really famous kind of chefs. The advent of the TV chef. So you can go all the way back to like Mrs. Beaton. She's like the original cookbook. She's like going back into the Victorian age. But more recently, you've got Keith Floyd, who did great things with fish and wine. You've got Fanny Craddock, who was the kind of original British TV chef. You've got Julia Child, who was the original kind of American TV chef. Some great characters in there and who did some great things and were great fun as well. Much loved and much missed. But the other thing to remember when we're kind of throwing back is that actually we enjoy all these foods. We have lots of opportunities. We can talk about foods we've had, foods we've not had, things we've enjoyed during lockdown, not enjoyed in lockdown. We know, and not just from the Marcus Rashford campaign that's centred around children and free school meals and looking after them during the summer, but we know that actually the use of food banks has gone up immeasurably during lockdown. And in fact, it was something that was on the rise anyway. So while we're all enjoying talking about food, I just want to make one plea to everybody. Do tell me what your favourite food is. Do split your list. Do tell me this. Do tell me that. Do tell me Hawaiian pizzas. But also, when you're doing your shopping, join in with your parents and just see if you can put one or two things into the food bank. Every shopping trip, you can actually put one or two things into it. Some pasta, some cereal, some toiletries. So do something. It's something we were doing at school a lot of. And now that schools aren't around anymore, it's so difficult to organise everyone to do. So I'm hoping I can ask you to do that through your weekly shop. You can still do it with a drop-off when it's being delivered. I think it'd be marvellous is as part of the throwback when we were doing things as a school, we can do those things as an individual and still help everybody out, particularly when they need it most. I'm sure you're all doing it anyway. I think I'm probably preaching to the converted, but I would really appreciate it if you could consider that in your next shop. I know we do as a family, and my girls particularly like picking out and choosing what's going to go to the food more than they enjoy choosing what we're going to have at home. So that's something that really you can get involved in. And so I'm going to finish on a quote from the wonderful Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "There are people in the world so hungry that God cannot appear to them except in the form of bread." Very wise and telling words. So keep looking after yourselves, keep looking after your family, keep being kind to your friends, keep working well and being happy. Have a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you all soon. Looking forward to the quiz on Friday at 4 p.m. Do drop me a line, drop me a like, subscribe, ask me a question. Really looking forward to seeing more and more of you guys over the next few kind of days, weeks, and indeed, as I said, some good news around the corner, I hope, for September. Until then, Headmaster out.